Man, I was on a roll too.
Oh gosh.
I know, it was something really good.
Okay, welcome back. Sorry about that. Um, I'm going to go ahead and start back at the beginning here. Welcome to our second dual language immersion information session that we are hosting to give you some information about the dual language immersion program that we offer here at Asheboro City Schools for the 2021-2022 school year. My name is Chris Tuft. I'm the principal at Balfour Elementary School, which is one of the two schools in the district that offers the program.
And my name is Maria Palacio. I teach Spanish in kindergarten at Balfour Elementary School.
And again, our purpose is just to give you some information about the dual language immersion program. I have a presentation here that I'm going um, to walk you through, and then we'll have some question and answer time. If at any point during the presentation you have questions, you can feel free to text them to the number that you see on the screen there, 336-790-2421, and we'll take the time to answer those questions as they come in. So the first thing that you are probably asking yourself is, what is a dual language immersion program? Dual language immersion programs use two languages for literacy and content instruction for all students. In the United States, programs use English and a partner language, often Spanish, and that is what we offer here at Asheboro City Schools. The programs provide the same academic content and address the same standards as other educational programs. They provide instruction in the two languages over an extended period of time from kindergarten through at least fifth grade. Instruction in the partner language is at least 50% of the time. So basically what that means is, in a dual language immersion program, your child receives instruction in two languages. In our case here at Asheboro, they receive instruction in English and in Spanish, and it is a 50-50 model. So the goal of a dual language immersion program is that students develop high levels of proficiency in their primary language and a second language, and that primary language is typically either English or Spanish. We do have students in the program whose primary language is English. We also have students in the program whose primary language is Spanish. Academic performance will be at or above grade level in all content areas. Students will demonstrate positive cross-cultural attitudes and behaviors, and they're not only to become bilingual, but also biliterate and bicultural. So we want them to be able to read, write, and speak in both languages, and also be familiar with the cultures of both languages. So some key features of the program: standards-based instruction in both languages. So the dual language immersion program does follow the North Carolina Standard Course of Study, just like a traditional kindergarten program does. It's just that one class is part of the time they're learning those standards in English, and part of the time they're learning those standards in Spanish. Both English learners and English proficient students are mixed in the same classroom to promote bilingualism, biliteracy, and multiculturalism. It's a two-way linguistic exchange. Students are held to the same high academic standards as those in the traditional classroom. So the expectations are the same whether they're in the dual language program or whether they're in a traditional kindergarten classroom. And the Spanish world teacher will utilize the target language exclusively. Now, I wanted to say something about the high academic standards, because this is something I want you to know going in, is that it does take a little while for that second language to develop. And at Balfour, this coming year will be our 6th year of running the program. And one of the things that we have found is that sometimes, especially in kindergarten, first and second grade, parents start to get a little panicky because it looks like their child might be falling behind. But really all it is they're learning that second language, and it takes a little bit longer for that second language to develop. So what we've seen is, a child might look like they're struggling kindergarten, first, second grade, but then third grade, they catch up and are right on track with their peers. In fact, on our beginning of grade 3 test this year, our third grade dual language students actually outperformed the students in the traditional third grade classroom. So we were pretty excited to be able to see that. Again, if you have questions anytime throughout the program, feel free to text those questions to the number that you see on the screen. So here's some interesting facts about dual language programs. The advantages of knowing more than one language extend beyond academic achievement. It includes a greater intercultural understanding as well as an appreciation and respect for cultural differences. Dual language programs are the only programs that assist students to fully reach the 50th percentile in both their first and second languages in all subjects, and to maintain that level or higher through the end of schooling. A few more interesting facts. Second language conversational abilities may be gained quickly, but it takes 5 to 7 years for second language learners to gain academic language proficiency. ELLs, that's English language learners, should not wait until they are proficient in English to learn academic content. And that's kind of what I was talking about, where sometimes it looks like they're behind, but really it takes a little bit longer to develop that second language. In our global society, where up to 2/3 of adults speak at least 2 languages, bilinguals have many advantages. As adults, they will have more job opportunities around the world than monolingual adults. And research shows that bilinguals earn an average of $7,000 more per year than their monolingual peers. So there are lots of benefits to your child being able to read, write, and speak in multiple languages. As far as, what the schedule looks like, we operate on an A-day, B-day schedule. So the best way to think of this is in each grade level, we have one big class that has 2 teachers. One of those teachers teaches everything in English. The other teacher teaches everything in Spanish. And on A day, the homeroom teacher, the English homeroom teacher teaches everything in English, and the Spanish world teacher teaches everything in Spanish, and then the classes switch on the next day. So if on Monday your child has class in English, then Tuesday they would have class in Spanish, then Wednesday they'd be back to English, and so on. They're not getting the same thing. So if they're learning addition on Monday in English, they continue learning addition in Spanish on Tuesday. So that instruction just keeps going on. They're just getting it in both languages. Again, here's another representation of what that looks like. One day is all in Spanish, the next day is all in English. The one thing that occurs all in English consistently is specials. That's your art, music, PE classes. Those all take place in English. All right, as far as admittance to the program, we use a lottery process for getting into the program. Families apply to the dual language immersion program, not to a specific school. Accepted families may be granted admittance to their first or second choice school. And again, the 2 schools in the district that offer the program are Balfour Elementary and Lindley Park Elementary. Families should submit the digital or the hard copy application by March 12th, which is next Friday. And then the lottery is going to take place on March 17th. The lottery is open to all families regardless of their school assignment. And the students who are in the Lindley Park and Balfour or school zones are going to be prioritized on the waiting list. And we do have a waiting list generally every year for that. Again, like I said, the two schools that offer the program are Balfour and Linley Park. At Balfour, next year we will offer the dual language program kindergarten through 5th grade. And at Linley Park, they will be offering the dual language program kindergarten through 4th grade. And just one more reminder that if you have questions, feel free to text them to the number that you see on the screen, and we'll be answering those here in just a minute. So a few stories from our programs, and I have to say I have been able to watch the program from the beginning. I've been at Balfour since the start of the dual language immersion program, and it is so neat to see the kids come into the program, and especially our students who are native English speakers, and they, you can tell that they feel a little bit lost at first, but then, a couple weeks in, they'll start trying out that Spanish in the halls, and before you know it, mid-year, they're able to carry on some basic conversations in Spanish, and it really is a neat process to get to watch. So here we have a testimonial from a parent of a dual language student. It says, while enrolling our daughter in the dual language program, we knew great things were going to take place. The instructors have done an awesome job introducing this program. During the past 2 years in the program, we as parents have noticed nothing more than growth and success. Jordan has enjoyed every minute of it. She has excelled in both English and Spanish. As parents, we couldn't help but to be so proud of her and the amount of education she is receiving through the dual language program. Another testimonial from parents. We have 2 children in the dual language program, and we cannot praise the program enough. We have seen exceptional growth in their learning, excuse me, not just in academics, but also in their confidence and social interactions. The transition from English teacher to Spanish teacher each day has also helped develop valuable organization skills. It is amazing how their brains can switch back and forth between 2 languages at the 2nd and 3rd grade levels. For us, the positive to using the Plan B learning this year, that's the hybrid model that we've been on for this school year, is that we can hear firsthand from their Google Meets at home just how well they have learned to communicate in Spanish with their teachers and classmates. We are so thankful for the quality education they are receiving and look forward to our youngest joining them in another year. And then here's a testimonial from one of our English World teachers. From my point of view, it was extremely eye-opening how learning another language at this age can push students ahead. The students were truly making connections between the 2 languages from day to day. They were able to carry over their lessons from Spanish world into the English world and vice versa. All right, so we've reached the portion of our session where we will answer any of the questions that you have sent in. Again, if you have questions, feel free to text them to the number that you see on the screen, 336-790-2421, and Ms. Palacio and I will be happy to answer them.
So the first question is, do you have to compete every year to get in the program?
No. Once you are, the question is, do you have to compete or apply every year to be in the program? The answer is no. Once you are accepted into the program in kindergarten, you are in the program through 5th grade.
Can you talk a little bit more, maybe from the teacher's perspective, about what a day looks like in the English world versus the Spanish world and what the kids are expected to do?
Okay, the day should be the same, right? That's why we have a 50-50 program, because, well, the English teacher is teaching her math and she's teaching her reading or her phonics and her science. She's using her native language, but we're doing the same thing. So the only thing that's different is the phonics, because, the phonics for English and Spanish are different, but we plan together and we do the same activities for math and the same activities for ELA and for science. So the day is basically the same day. The only difference is the language we use.
And it is interesting to walk around, whenever I walk through the kindergarten classrooms, I'll see the same activities going on. The only difference is whenever I get to Miss Palacio's kindergarten, it's all happening in Spanish. And Miss Palacio is great at helping the students understand with additional modeling and gesturing and repeating for those students who haven't become fluent in Spanish yet. And she helps me understand what I'm seeing whenever I'm walking around there too. So it really is the same thing, just in Spanish.
So the current oldest group of students you have are fourth graders.
Correct.
How fluent are they in Spanish?
So the question is, the oldest group right now is in fourth grade, and how fluent are they in Spanish? And when I walk into the fourth grade classroom this year, I hear students conversing in Spanish and English quite fluently. They converse with each other in both languages. They converse with the teacher in both languages. One thing that I'll notice is, we do still have some times whenever a student or the teacher will ask a question in Spanish and the student will answer in English, and that's pretty typical. That shows me that they understand the Spanish because they're able to take in what was said. They're still working on producing that Spanish, so they are very fluent. Like by fourth grade, we're hearing both languages used conversationally.
Do kindergarten students from other school districts, are they considered in the lottery process if they apply?
Are kindergarten students from other school districts considered in the lottery process if they apply? Yes. Yes. If you are applying from outside Asheboro City Schools, though, you would, if you were accepted in the lottery, you would have to take some additional steps as far as being released from the other school district, but that is really just a matter of paperwork. So yes, if they apply, they are in the lottery.
How many students are in a classroom?
How many students are in a classroom? We have 20 students we accept 20 students in our English class and 20 students in our Spanish class. So for each grade level, there's 40 students in the dual language program at each grade level, 20 and 20.
And will school tours be allowed this school year?
If you contact the individual schools, there is a possibility that we could help get something set up for that. So the question was, are school tours allowed this year? So contact the individual schools.
Can children ride the bus to school if they are in this program?
Can children ride the bus to school if they're in this program? It depends answer. If your family lives in the Balfour school zone and you're attending the dual language program at Balfour, then yes, you could ride the bus. However, if you were living in the McCrary district and you were attending the Balfour dual immersion program, then you'd have to be able to provide your own transportation. So it really depends on which program you're in and which school zone you live in.
So only students in the school zone of the school are allowed to ride the school bus?
Only students in the school zone of that school are allowed to ride the school bus.
What kind of Spanish do the students learn? Is it Mexican, Castile?
I'm from Colombia, which is in South America, and that's the kind of Spanish we learn. But we also have teachers with Mexican families,
Mm-hmm.
and third grade teacher is from Colombia as well.
We have right now, but might invite, if they've got any additional questions, to go ahead and send those to us.
Okay, so those are all the questions that we have right now. If you have additional questions, we're going to be here for a little while longer before we switch over to the presentation in Spanish. So if you have any additional questions, feel free to text those to 336-790-2421, and we'll be happy to answer those questions as we get them.
You can mute if you would like.
And so if you have any more questions, feel free to text those to 336-790-2421 that you see up here on the screen at 12:05. In just a little more than 5 minutes, we're going to switch and offer that same information in Spanish. So you'll see us switch over here in just a few minutes. Again, feel free to text questions we will answer them here live. Okay, so we had a question come in that says, what if I submitted 2 applications? So going to address that a couple ways because if you have more than one child entering kindergarten, you would need to fill out an application for both children to be entered into the lottery. If that question is about, would you apply to Balfour or to Lindley Park? The answer is no. You only need to fill out one application for you're applying to the program, and then on the application you get to list your first choice and second choice, which is where you could indicate whether you wanted your child to attend Balfour or Lindley Park.
When will I know if my child is chosen?
Okay, so the question is, when will I know if my child is chosen? The lottery is happening on March 17th, and then the letters will be mailed out shortly after that. Everyone who applies will get a letter. You'll either get a letter saying that you were accepted, or you'll get one that says that you have been put on the waiting list. All right, just one more reminder, if you have any remaining questions for us, feel free to text them to the number at the screen. We're going to start the Spanish session in about 3 minutes. All right, we're getting ready to switch over to our Spanish session. I want to thank everyone who participated in the English session. Thank you. We had some great questions. Just a reminder that the application deadline is March 12th, which is coming up here pretty quickly. Next Friday, make sure that you get those applications in if you are interested. The lottery will take place March 17th, and you should hear shortly after that about acceptance. If you had any further questions or school-specific questions, you can feel free to reach out to me at Balfour or at Lindley Park, and we'll be happy to answer those questions.
Ok, buenas tardes. Estamos aquí para la sesión informativa sobre el programa dual en la escuela de Balfour. Yo soy María Palacio y soy maestra de kindergarten en Balfour y tenemos aquí a nuestro principal.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Tuft. I'm the principal at Balfour Elementary.
Ok. Vamos a comenzar nuestra sesión informativa. Si ustedes tienen alguna pregunta, pueden textearla al número en pantalla, que es 336-790-2421. Ok, pueden enviarnos esas preguntas. Cualquier pregunta es bienvenida. Y vamos a comenzar con qué es un programa dual. aquí estamos metiendo nuestros niños de kindergarten. Entonces, un programa dual es básicamente un programa donde usamos dos idiomas para alfabetización y para la instrucción del contenido de todos los estudiantes. En los Estados Unidos los programas normalmente tienen inglés y un idioma extra. En este caso tenemos español. Los programas tienen el mismo contenido académico, es decir, que los niños del kindergarten regular y los niños del kindergarten dual tienen los mismos contenidos, tienen los mismos estándares, solo que la instrucción se da en dos idiomas diferentes, en este caso en inglés y en español. Tenemos desde kinder hasta quinto grado y la instrucción es 50% en inglés y 50% en español. Es decir, un día los niños tienen la instrucción en inglés y al día siguiente cambiamos de maestras y tienen la instrucción en español. Los niños que dominan el idioma inglés y el idioma destino, en este caso español, se integran, es decir, que se juntan específicamente para que haya 50-50 también en el salón de clase y puedan interactuar y puedan hablar los dos idiomas y puedan comprender. Y para que haya también un enriquecimiento cultural y se puedan enriquecer los unos de los otros. Tenemos 4 objetivos principales del programa dual. El primer objetivo es que los estudiantes desarrollen altos niveles de competencia en su idioma principal, sea inglés o sea español, y también en su segundo idioma. Segundo, que el rendimiento académico esté a nivel de grado o superior a los niños del salón regular. Que los estudiantes demuestren actitudes y comportamientos interculturales positivos, es decir, que aprendan acerca de otras culturas, que hablan otro idioma y que aprendan de otras, ¿sí? Y que aprendan de otros países. Y por último, no solo aprendemos a ser bilingües en el salón del programa dual, sino que también aprenden a leer, aprenden a escribir y aprenden a ser biculturales, es decir, a respetar otras culturas diferentes a la suya. Tenemos algunas características claves del programa dual. La primera es que la instrucción está basada en los estándares en ambos idiomas. ¿Qué quiere decir eso? Eso quiere decir que el plan de estudios es igual tanto en el salón de inglés como en el salón de español. Se enseña entonces lo mismo en matemáticas, se enseña lo mismo en ciencias, se enseña lo mismo en literatura. Lo único que es diferente es la fonética, que es diferente un idioma del otro. Tanto los estudiantes aprendiendo inglés como los que dominan el inglés se mezclan en el mismo salón de clases para promover el bilingüismo, para que aprendan los unos de los otros, para que aprendan a leer en ambos idiomas y para que se respeten las culturas los unos de los otros, como habíamos dicho anteriormente. Esto se llama un intercambio bidireccional. ¿Okay? Los que hablan español aprenden de los que hablan inglés, los que hablan inglés aprenden de los que hablan español. Igualmente, los estudiantes están sujetos a los mismos estándares académicos, es decir, que las expectativas son iguales para ambos. Y el maestro de español utiliza exclusivamente el idioma de destino, en este caso, español. Recuerden, por favor, enviar sus preguntas al número en pantalla 336-790-2421. Tenemos también algunos datos interesantes acerca del programa dual. Dice, las ventajas de saber más de un idioma van más allá del rendimiento académico. Incluye una mayor comprensión intercultural, volvemos al mismo tema de la cultura, así como una apreciación y respeto por las diferentes culturas. Y también son los únicos programas que ayudan a que los estudiantes alcancen por completo el percentil 50 en su primer y segundo idioma en todas las materias y mantener ese nivel más superior hasta el final de la escolarización. Tenemos otros datos importantes e interesantes, como que las habilidades de conversación en un segundo idioma se pueden adquirir rápidamente, pero los estudiantes en un segundo idioma tardan entre 5 y 7 años en adquirir el dominio en el idioma académico. Los estudiantes que están aprendiendo inglés no deben esperar hasta que hasta que dominen el inglés para aprender el contenido académico. Entonces, por este lado, favorece a estos niños que hablan español para que vayan aprendiendo más rápido lo que tienen que aprender en inglés también. En nuestra sociedad global, donde hasta 2/3 de los adultos hablan al menos 2 idiomas, los bilingües tienen muchas ventajas. Los adultos tendrán más oportunidades laborales en el mundo que los adultos monolingües o que hablan un solo idioma. Y las investigaciones demuestran que las personas bilingües ganan un promedio de 7,000 más por año que sus compañeros monolingües. ¿Cómo sería un día normal en el programa dual? Tenemos día A y día B y tenemos grupo A y grupo B. Los niños del grupo A van a ver inglés hoy y los niños del grupo B van a ver español hoy. Y mañana cambiamos de maestra. Es decir, los niños que ayer tuvieron español, hoy van a tener inglés, y los niños que ayer tuvieron inglés, hoy van a tener español. La idea no es repetir y traducir cada día lo que se vio en la clase anterior, sino darle continuidad a los estándares y a los temas que se están cubriendo en la clase. ¿Qué quiere decir eso? Que si hoy estamos estudiando los números del 1 al 5 en español, mañana vamos a seguir con los números del 6 al 10 en inglés y se le da continuidad al currículo. Este es un ejemplo del horario. Cuando los niños están viendo lenguaje en español, la otra clase está viendo lenguaje en inglés con la maestra de inglés. Cuando ellos están viendo matemáticas, los niños de inglés están con la maestra de inglés viendo matemáticas y lo mismo para ciencias sociales. La única diferencia es las clases especiales como música, como arte, como educación física, que son con otros maestros diferentes. Esas son estrictamente en inglés. ¿Cómo es la admisión al programa? Si ustedes están interesados en poner a sus hijos en el programa dual en Balfour, deben seguir estos pasos. Primero deben enviar la solicitud en papel o pueden hacerla de forma digital antes del 12 de marzo, que es el próximo viernes de la siguiente semana. Después se llevará a cabo una lotería para elegir los niños que son aceptados al programa. Esta lotería se llevará a cabo el 17 de marzo. Esta lotería está abierta a todas las familias sin tener en cuenta la asignación escolar. Y los estudiantes en las zonas de las escuelas Lindley Park y Balfour serán priorizados en la lista de espera. Por favor, recuerden enviarnos sus preguntas al número 336-790-2421. Entonces tenemos dos escuelas que son Balfour y Lindley Park. En Balfour tenemos desde kinder hasta quinto grado para el año entrante, para el 2020-2021. Y en Lindley tenemos desde kinder hasta el grado cuarto. Y finalmente queremos compartir con ustedes algunas anécdotas, algunas historias de padres y de otros maestros y sus opiniones respecto al programa dual. Tenemos unos padres de familia de Balfour, dicen, al inscribir a nuestra hija en el programa de lenguaje dual, sabíamos que iban a suceder grandes cosas. Los instructores han hecho un trabajo increíble al presentar este programa. Durante los últimos 2 años en el programa, nosotros como padres hemos notado más que crecimiento y éxito. Jordan ha disfrutado cada minuto. Se ha destacado tanto en inglés como en español. Como padres no podemos evitar estar tan orgullosos de ella y de la cantidad de educación que está recibiendo a través del programa dual. También tenemos otros padres de familia que nos cuentan su experiencia y nos dicen, tenemos 2 niños en el programa dual y no podemos elogiar el programa lo suficiente. Hemos visto un crecimiento excepcional en su aprendizaje, no solo en lo académico, sino también en su confianza e interacciones sociales. Aquí estaba lo que hablábamos acerca de la cultura y ser capaces de respetar otras culturas. La transición de maestro inglés a maestro español todos los días también ha ayudado a desarrollar varias habilidades y valiosas habilidades de organización. Es asombroso cómo sus cerebros pueden alternar entre los 2 idiomas en los niveles de segundo y tercer grado. Para nosotros lo positivo del aprendizaje del plan B este año es que podemos escuchar de primera mano de sus encuentros de Google en casa lo bien que han aprendido a comunicarse en español con sus maestros y compañeros de clase. Y estamos muy agradecidos por la educación de calidad que están recibiendo y esperamos que nuestros más jóvenes se unan a ellos el año siguiente. Y tenemos una experiencia o otra perspectiva que es de una maestra de inglés, que nos cuenta, desde mi punto de vista fue muy revelador cómo aprender otro idioma a esta edad puede impulsar a los estudiantes hacia adelante. Los estudiantes estaban realmente estableciendo conexiones entre los dos idiomas día a día. Pudieron trasladar sus lecciones del mundo español al mundo inglés y viceversa. Ok, con esto vamos por terminada la sesión, pero los invitamos a que nos envíen sus preguntas. Recuerden el número 336-790-2421.
Son unas preguntas. ¿Puede mi hijo ir en el bus a la escuela?
Ok, habíamos hablado acerca del bus y habíamos dicho que si ellos están en el área de Balfour, si están en Balfour o en el área de Lindley Park, ellos pueden ir en el autobús. Pero si son de otra localidad, ellos podrían ser aceptados al programa, pero no pueden usar el autobús.
¿Y lo tienes que hacer cada año la lotería para meterte en el programa?
No, la lotería solamente se hace para kindergarten. Se inscriben en kindergarten y ya ellos van creciendo con el programa dual cada año y no tienen que presentarse nuevamente al año siguiente.
¿Y qué tipo de español?
Hablamos español de Colombia, tenemos español de México también.
¿Cuándo sabré si mi hijo fue aceptado en el programa?
Cada escuela va a enviar una carta donde dice si su hijo fue aprobado en el programa o si queda en una lista de espera.
Which one? Otra pregunta dice, ¿qué tal si entregué dos aplicaciones o solicitudes? Pero no estamos seguros si es dos niños o dos más.
Ok, si son dos niños, pueden hacer dos aplicaciones porque son dos niños diferentes, pero si es el mismo niño, solo deben aplicar una sola vez.
To the question about what the day looks like,
The what?
about what a day looks like in
What about this one? From before.
Dice, mi hijo está ahora en kindergarten y yo apliqué, pero no hubo cupo. ¿Necesito aplicar otra vez?
Está
Yo
ahora
creo
en
que está la lista de
kindergarten.
espera. No sé si está en la lista de espera. Pero tuvo un hijo que estaba en kinder, o está ahora en kinder, y que aplicó, pero
Okay.
no hubo cupo.
I think that's a question for you.
Well, this parent's saying that their child is already in kindergarten and they applied, but there was no space. If she would need to apply again,
for,
I'm not
for
sure.
first grade.
I'm not sure.
So if last year, if you applied and the child wasn't accepted, they were put on the waiting list. And I don't know which school that is, but if it was at Balfour, just feel free to reach out to us at the office to let us know that you are still interested in that. And then as there are openings this year, and we do occasionally have openings at the end of the year, students who move schools or districts or something. So we may have a few openings in going into first grade. We will place someone in the dual language program until the end of the first semester in first grade. After that, it's becomes too difficult to catch up for the child. But if you applied last year, you'd still be on the waiting list. You just need to let the school know that you're still interested.
Ok, eso quiere decir que si usted, su hijo está en kindergarten y usted quiere que él entre al programa dual, usted hizo la aplicación el año pasado, eso quiere decir que usted está en la lista de espera. Lo que puede hacer es comunicarse con la escuela Balfour, llamar a la oficina, decir que usted está interesada en que su hijo ingrese para el grado primero al programa dual. Igual los niños se pueden recibir si se abre cupo solamente en el primer semestre del año escolar.
Sí, va a haber como en la escuela van a dejar que vayan y vean como un tipo de excursión a la escuela para ver sus clases y todo.
Ok, nos
Sí,
están
va a haber.
preguntando que si vamos a tener tour para que los padres puedan ir. Are we going to have tours for parents?
If you contact the individual schools, we may be able to set something up on an individual basis. So if you were interested in seeing the kindergarten classrooms, just reach out to the individual schools.
Or a Google Meet.
Yeah, we could also arrange some sort of a Google Meet tour or something like that.
Okay. Entonces, si usted quiere conocer la escuela, conocer los salones de clase, quizás ver cómo funciona el día a día en el programa dual, usted puede contactar la escuela, sea Lindley o sea Balfour, y decir que usted está interesado en hacer un tour. Puede ser en persona o puede ser virtual.
Los estudiantes tienen dos diferentes salones de clase y maestros. ¿Y cuántos estudiantes hay en una clase?
Ok, los estudiantes sí tienen dos maestros diferentes. Un maestro es el maestro de español y el maestro de inglés. Anteriormente, pues ellos rotaban de salón e iban de un salón al otro. Ellos se acostumbran a hacer ese cambio, pero este año decidimos que las maestras íbamos a rotar. Entonces, la maestra de inglés va un día a un aula y la maestra de español va al siguiente día. Y tenemos aproximadamente 20 niños en el salón de inglés y 20 niños en el salón de español.
Estudiantes de kinder de otros distritos escolares son considerados en el proceso de lotería, ¿se aplican?
Sí, estudiantes de otros distritos escolares pueden aplicar para el programa dual en las escuelas de Balfour o de Lindley.
That's all for now. You just might invite them to continue sending us their questions. They have more.
Okay. Si ustedes tienen otra pregunta, los invitamos a que sigan enviando sus textos al número en pantalla 336-790-2421.
All right, so once again, thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. We had some great questions today. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to either Balfour or Lindley Park. We'll be happy to answer those questions. A couple dates to keep in mind. The application for the dual language program needs to be completed by next Friday, March 12th. And then the lottery takes place on March 17th. So 2 important dates coming up.
Ok, les damos gracias a todas las familias interesadas en el programa y por todas las preguntas que nos hicieron. Les recordamos 2 fechas importantes si usted está interesado en el programa dual, que son el 12 de marzo para hacer su solicitud, sea en papel o sea digital, y recordarles que la lotería se llevará a cabo el 17 de marzo. Muchas gracias.